So you go in, you apply for a job with the feds, states. A lot of places are requiring it now that you go in and get fingerprinted. Well, those go into the state database, and they go into APHIS, which is the Automated Fingerprint Identification System, or IAPHIS, which is the International Automated Fingerprint Identification System. And so then those are populated into the database, and then if we get a latent print at a crime scene, those are part of the search. So your prints, every time I enter a print into the APHIS system, your prints are part of the search if you've been printed for a state job or an applicant card. So anytime you go to jail, by law, they're supposed to fingerprint. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes our jail isn't as good about printing people that are underage, and there's some other places that don't print people for certain crimes. But by law, if you go into a jail, you're supposed to be fingerprinted. Start here and roll.
On that.
Okay. You two go together. You two can go together, and you two can come down for this one. Write your name on it, because then we're going to see if we can identify some prints here in a minute.
Bad thing.
And then you'll go down here. Okay. Now the one thing I didn't tell you guys is this bottom one right here. This right there. Okay.
You know, it doesn't make no sense.
Ones that go in a circle.
Very much a technique and also
I'm going to call that a water, so it's like a pancake. So want to add a little bit. You don't want to be too much. And then you just mix it up in there. And that's going to turn out pretty good. It might be a little bit more than we needed. The key to this is getting it mixed up quick, because this sets up in about 30 seconds to start setting up, and then in about a minute it's gonna solidify in here. So then we're gonna put it down in this corner. And this is a little too much water, but it'll set.
I didn't think it was too bad.
And then just pour it in. I like it a little bit more watery because it lets it get all the way around in it and get down in the roots.
Go ahead and switch to 450 so you guys can see the difference there. So when I talked about earlier how blood absorbs everything, look how dark that is compared to like the ketchup and the soy sauce. And now stay at 450 and go ahead and hit number 1 over there. Or we're back to where you were just at. This is why we go through. See how that urine just pops? Now, what value does urine have for me?
DNA.
Up until recently, urine had no value for me whatsoever. But now we're getting really good at getting mitochondrial DNA, which comes from your mother. Nuclear comes from both your father and your mother. And that's what comes out of urine. So now urine we can get some DNA off of it. The fingerprint powder, yep. And we don't always use this because it's hard for the examiners to actually examine. So we like to use the black if at all possible.